or any and if he wants to, he can go through the recording. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the profiles. Now, what are these profiles? In the last tutorial, I gave you a quick overview on profiles. So through profiles, you can control the visibility of your application. Now, what do you mean by the visibility of the applications? Means what are the things you can, what applications you can see, what tabs you can see, all those things you can control through the profiles. So the first thing we will see is to control the tab. Okay, there are different what we can say is a different setting for the tab. The tab can be set to default on, okay, default off, and tab hidden. So these are the different settings that you have: default on, default off, and then you have something called as the tab hidden. Okay, now what is the meaning of default on? So let's say on the position tab, your setting is set to default on, means that tab is visible. Okay, that particular tab is visible. If the position tab is set to default off, that means it's not available up here. If I go back to the login, it's not available on the top, but it's available in the under the plus button. So there are some extra tabs that you have. So there, this is the, if you have the tab to set to default on, that means those tabs will be appear up here on this place. But if your tab setting is set to default off, that means it will be available under this plus sign. So that will be available under here. So that particular tab will be available here. And the third setting that we have is tab hidden, which means that you will not be able to see that tab anywhere on this page. Neither you will not be able to see on the top, and nor you will also not be able to see under the plus sign. So it will not be available anywhere. But if it's default on, means you will see the tab up here. If it's default off, means you will be able to see the tab on this plus button. And if you tab hidden, means you will not be able to see that tab anywhere on the page. Okay, so let's first go to the setup and let's go ahead and say, and we can do according to the profile. So on the profile, let's see how many users we have. We have let's just create couple users. Okay, I will create a username. Well, let's say Salman Khan, and his email address is okay, and his will have the profile off. So role, we are not doing it yet. He will have a Salesforce platform user profile. Okay, this is the profile he's going to have, and go ahead and hit the save button. Okay, now what will happen is, let me just go ahead and say 1 2 1 1 as well here, and 1 1 as well here, and then hit the, make sure this generate new password is checked. Go ahead and hit the save button. So this is our one user who has a profile of Salesforce platform user. So based on what it is, that will be controlled by this one, the standard platform user. So this is our first, so we have created one user in our application. He has a profile of standard platform user. So now if you log in as Salman Khan, let's see what he's able to see. So if you go back here, password is password 123. Okay, so now this is you're logged in as him, and he has a profile of standard platform user, and because he's standard platform user, he's not able to see a lot of applications. Okay, if you go to the recruiting application, he's only able to see reports and dashboards. Now why he's not able to see positions, why he's not able to see candidates tab, etc., etc., let's see why he's not able to do that. So now you have a profile of Salman Khan. Let's log out and log in back again as system admin. So we're going to go back here, log in as system admin now, and then we will see what his Salman Khan profile is. why he's not able to see the tabs, why he's not able to see all the position, job applications and other tab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to his profile. This is his profile because everything is controlled by his profile. We'll edit the profile. Now he has a visibility on the recruiting application. That's true. Okay. Now under the recruiting applications, he has default on custom tab settings, means these tabs are visible, but still he is not able to see those tabs. The reason is he does not have a read permission. So if you want your tab to be visible, you should also have, along with the tab setting to be default on, you should also have the read permissions on that object. Okay. So if you scroll down, you will see that this particular checkbox, none of them is checked. On the custom object permission, the read permissions and these permissions are kind of not selected. Okay, the default on is there, which means that the tab should be visible up here on the top. That says that, okay, if it's default on, means tab should be visible up here. But since it's default off, since it's default on, but the read permissions are not there on the custom object, that's why you are not able to see those particular objects under the recruiting application. Now if I want to check it, I'm not able to do that because it's a standard profile and Salesforce does not allow you to make lot of changes on the standard profile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a copy of this standard profile and then I'm going to change my profile. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm not able to click on this candidates or make it read or check on these checkboxes. Why? Because it's a standard profile and Salesforce does not allow me to make changes to the standard profile. Okay. So you can't make a lot of changes. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone it. Clone is nothing but create a copy. So I'm going to clone this profile and name it as Salesforce platform recruiting. This is going to be my clone profile. So go ahead and hit the save button. That's my clone profile, and then now I will be able to change it. So now what will I have is, so I have created another profile, which is the name of the profile is Salesforce platform recruiting profile. That's my profile here. If you scroll down, these are the custom tab settings, means these are set to default on. That's fine, but I wanted to give the read permissions as well. So now I'm going to give the read permissions on these objects. Then what will happen is, so if I go ahead and hit the save button, now tell me, if I log out and log in back again as Salman Khan, do you think I will be able to see those tabs up there? Yes or no? So if I log out and log in back again as Salman Khan, do you think I will be able to see the tabs up there on the top? Because see, if you can see that the read permission is set to true, means the read is true, and default on is there. So by that, you should be able to see it on the top. But are we missing something? And if yes, what are we missing? If no, tell me. So through profile, what I'm trying to say is, through profile you can control a lot of things. One of the things that you can control is what tabs are visible to you. Okay, so there are three different settings that you can do for tabs. One is default on, default off, and tab hidden. Okay, these are one of the options that you have for the tab settings. Okay, now tell me, Lata and Madhu, what do you think if I log out and log in back again as Salman Khan, will he be able to see the changes? Will he be able to see the recruiting application and all these different tabs under the recruiting application?
I think he might be.
What is it?
He might be able to see the recruiting app, but not all the tabs.
Why?
Did you give all the, because you did not give access for all the tabs?
No, I gave him. See, he has default on. So will he be able to see those position, job application, those tabs? See, he has read permissions on all these objects, which I told you that he's there, and he also has default on for candidate, employment websites, etc. So do you think he will be able to see it now? The one thing that we are missing, guys, he won't be able to see it. Why? I'll tell you in a minute. If you log in, back again as Salman Khan, see, he still not be able to see because we have not changed his profile from Salesforce platform to Salesforce platform recruiting. He still has a profile of Salesforce platform. What we did was we changed the Salesforce platform recruiting profile, but Salman Khan has the other old profile. So what we have to do now is we need to go ahead and give him the updated profile. So we're going to go ahead and log in back again as system admin, go to that user that we have. So this is our user, and then what we're going to do is we're going to give him the other profile, the Salesforce platform recruiting profile, then hit the save button. So now he has the profile that we changed. So now if I log in and log out back again as Salman Khan, now you will be able to see that he is able to see all these different tabs. Now what we go here, if you go ahead and click the go button, what you can see is he is able to see all the records, but he's not able to create new record, he's not able to edit those records, he's not able to delete any records because he only has read permission on the records. He does not have any other permission on the record. He only have the read permission on the object. Okay, so you can see that he's able to see. So because the default on is there, the tab setting is set to default on, and the read should be there. Okay, no matter if you have default on, but if you do not have the read permissions at least on that object, you still not be able to see that object tab. Okay, so now what I'll do is I will log out and I'll tell you if I change this to default off, what will happen. So if I go back here and if I say on the profile that okay, I'm going to make the, if I go to this profile, Salesforce platform recruiting profile, go to the edit button, and here what will I do? I will say the custom tab settings it to default off. Okay, so this is, I'm going to change it. So I'm changing the candidates and employment websites to default off. Rest everything is default on. Okay, position and job application is still default on, but the candidates and employment website, I'm making it as default off. So what did I tell you about default off? Default off means you will not be able to see the tabs up there on this place. Okay, but you will be able to see the tab under this plus sign. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have changed for the position and the employment websites. Okay, so if I go back, login as Salman Khan, now you can see that he is able to see the position and job application, but the rest of the two tabs, the candidates and the employment websites, he will see under this plus button. He will see the candidates and the job applications is already here. Okay, that's fine. Candidate and employment website. So he's going to able to see the candidates and the employment websites up here. Okay, under the plus button. But those two are up there because those are the default on. Here you will see all the tabs. Okay, this place is for all the tabs, but default on you will see it up there, and the default off you will see it up here. Okay, does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Okay, the next thing we have is the tab hidden. Now what I told you about the tab hidden means that you will not be able to see the tab not up here as well as you will not be able to see it anywhere. Okay, that's what the tab hidden means. Okay, there will not be any tab available. So what will I do? I'll go up back here and I'll change to Deepika ERP, login back again, go to the which profile I need to change. I need to change the profile of Salman Khan because I want Salman Khan should not be able to see position tab. That's what I want. So what will I do? I'll go to his profile, Salesforce platform recruiting profile. I'll go to the edit button, and what I will say change the positions tab settings to tab hidden. Okay. So what will happen is now the positions tab will not be visible. So if I go ahead and save this, and if I log out and log in back again as Salman Khan, you will see that there is no positions tab up here. And if you go to the plus button, see there was a position tab earlier up here, but now you don't see that position tab here also. So there is no tab for that particular position. So what we have in the profile? In the profile, guys, you can control lot of things. You can control that is the tab is you can control the visibility of the tab. If the tab should be visible where? Do you want me to make it appear here? Do you want me to make it appear under the plus sign? Where you want the tabs to be visible? So what I did was I said, okay, if those settings is set to tab hidden, then don't show the tab at all. Don't show it under here and do not show up there also. If it is set to default on, means you can able to see the tab on the top. If it is set to default off, that means you will be able to see the tab in the plus button, but you will not be able to see the tab up here. Did you get it? Any questions on the tab hidden? Okay. The next topic we have, so now we have controlled the tab settings. Now one more small thing, guys. I told you, even if you have a default on for the particular object, for the particular tab, but there is no read permission, then you still will not be able to see the tab. So what do you mean by this? Let's just go back here, log out and log in back again as Deepika ERP10. Go to the Salesforce platform recruiting, edit this. See, he was able to see. Now if I go back here, he is able to see the job application, right? Now what I'm going to do is there's a default on. I'm not changing anything up here, but what I'm doing is I'm taking away the read permission on the job application. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking away the read permission on the job application object. So what will happen now is even I have the default on. So you will say, okay, tab hidden is set to default, tab is set to default on, means the tab should be visible, but there is no read permission. So what will happen is I'll go back here, I save the saved object, log out here, and now you will see that still you are not able to see the job application object because you're not able to see because this is under the plus sign. Okay, so this is what we have is the this is what we call as the tab settings that you can do through the profile. Any questions, guys?
Can you explain the last part again?
Okay, so what I see there. Okay, so can you mute Lata? So what I said was, see here you have different settings for the tabs. Okay, so we have different settings for the tab. One we have is the default on, default off, and tab hidden. So if you want the tab to be visible up there on the top, then this should be there. But along with this, the read permission should also be there on the object. That's what I'm trying to say. If you want the tab to be visible up here, not only default on should be there, but it also there should be the read permission on that object. Because if you're not able to read that object, at least there's no point of having the tab, right? If you don't have the read permission on the records, means do you want Salman Khan to see positions record? If yes or no, that's if you have tab visibility set to on, you should also have the object read permissions, means you should be able to see the records of that object. There should be minimum of read permission if you're trying to do default on. Does that make sense now? Default on should be there, plus the read should be there on the object if you want that object tab to be visible. What I did was I set the job application to the default on, but there was no read permission on job application. So that's why what happened was it was not able to, so there was a default on permission, but there was no, what we can say, there was no read permission on the object. Okay, there was no read permission on the object. So now if you go back, so this is what we can do through the profile. This is what we have as the profile. So if I log out, And if you go back here, the pickup demo, and if I go back, so this is the tab settings that you can do through the profile. The next thing that we have here is the object settings. So now if I let me go reverse all my changes, so you should be able to see all the objects with all the tabs. So if I'm going to give edit, so now they have read permission and they have default on. So now what will happen is Salman Khan should be able to see all the tabs with all the records. He will only be able to read the records. Okay. So if you go to the positions, you will be able to see all these records. If you go to the candidates, you will be able to see all these records. Okay, but you're not able to edit anything on this record. You're not able to delete anything on this record, and also you're not allowed to create new records for the candidate or for the positions, etc. How you can do that? That is also controlled by the profile. So through profile, you can see what objects or what records you can create, what records you can edit, what records you can delete. Okay, if you're not you can have no delete permission on candidate. Let's say I don't want my recruiting manager to delete the candidate, so you can control that. I don't want my hiring manager to delete any positions. Okay, so you can do those things by through the profile. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go ahead and change the profile of Salman Khan and say that okay, Salman, right now Salman Khan is only able to read the records of under the position object. Now let me give him edit, create and delete permission as well. So how will I do it? What will I go, where will I go? I'll go to the Salman Khan profile and I will give him edit, create and delete permission. So there are these different permissions are there. So you have a read permission, you have a edit permission, you have a delete permission, you have a create permission. Read means you will be able to read all the records. Edit means you will be able to edit the records. D means you will be able to delete the records. And then C means you will be able to create the records. Okay, so you are able to do these four things when you have read, edit, delete and create. Okay, read, edit, delete and create. Okay, read means you're only able to read the records. Edit means you are able to edit also those records. Delete means you're able to delete any record. Create means you are able to create new records. This is for one position object. So each object has these four permissions: read, edit, delete and create. So now what I'm going to do is, right now Salman Khan is only able to see positions record. He's not able to create records, he's not able to edit records, and he's also not able to delete. So how will I do that? I'll log out and log in back again as system admin, and what I will do, I'll go to Salman Khan's profile. He has a profile of Salesforce platform recruiting. I'm going to go ahead and edit his profile, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to give him read is already there. I'm going to give him create, edit and delete permission on the position object. So if I go to the position, I'm going to give him the read, create, edit and delete. So now what will happen is he will be able to create new records, he will be able to edit the existing records, and he also will be able to delete the position records. So if I go back here and hit the save button, so now what I've done is I have given him edit, create, delete and read permission on the position. So now if I log out and log in back again as Salman Khan, what will happen now is you will be able, if you go back to the position, if I go click over here, now you can see that you can able to edit the records. See, there is an edit and delete button. You can even able to create new records. See, there is a new button up here as well. So this is what you can do through the you can even change what object records you can create, edit and delete using the profile. Any questions on this one? There is a last one called view all and modify all. I will tell you later because that needs another understanding before learning those two checkboxes. But read, create, edit, delete means you are able to read the existing records, edit the records, create new records and delete those records. That is what the object settings are. Here what is what is the issue with this one is, let's say guys, I'm allowing him to read my records. I'm also allowing him to edit. There might be a scenario where you want that, okay, if he is a standard employee of my company, I do not want him, or if he is the interviewer of the candidate, I do not want him to see the maximum and minimum pay. That might be a common case, right? You don't want certain fields to be visible, right? So here you have controlled what records are visible, what records you can edit, what delete, etc. But if you want something like, I don't want him to edit my field, or or we can say that I don't want him even to see my maximum or minimum pay, you can do that. And that also you can do through the profile field settings. Okay. Any questions so far what I've taught you on the tab settings and profiles? Amit, I know you missed a couple minutes. I'll send you the recording tonight as well, or maybe early in the morning tomorrow, so you can take a look at it, because I don't want others to keep waiting, so that's why I started it. You didn't miss much, but you can just look at 15-20 minutes of this recording. Okay. So we are talking about the profiles. I'll just give you a quick overview. We're talking about the profiles, and in the profiles I'm showing you what all things you can do, how you can control the tab settings. Now we are seeing how you can control what objects records you can see, what you can edit the records, how you can delete the existing records. So those are the things we can also change to the profiles. The next thing that we can change to the profile is what fields is visible to the user, what fields he can edit, what fields is only read only. If you want that, okay, minimum and maximum pay should only be read only for the recruiting manager, yes, we can do that. He will not be able to change the maximum and minimum pay. He will be only able to see those maximum minimum pay fields. That also we can control through the profiles. How? Let's go back and let's go to the profile of Salman Khan. And right now Salman Khan is able, if I go back and see, Salman Khan is able to see maximum and minimum pay on the position record. So if I go back here, if I click on one of these, he's able to see, Salman Khan is able to see maximum and minimum pay. What I want to do is I wanted to hide these two fields. Okay, I don't want Salman Khan to see these two fields. What will I do? I will go to as a system admin and I will change Salman Khan's profile. So if I go back here, and if I go up here, and if I go to the Salesforce platform recruiting profile, click the edit button, what will happen now here is, if I wanted to change the field settings, you have to go back to the here this page similarly. Okay, stay on the page, you don't have to click the edit button, scroll down. Here you will see the field level security. Okay, you will see the field level security. Now what do you see in the field level security? These are the different objects that you have. Now which object you want to change? I want to change the maximum and minimum pay fields. On which object those fields are? Those fields are on the position object. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the view next to the position object. Okay. So now these are all the fields that I have on the position object. Now I wanted to control the visibility of the maximum and minimum pay. So right now you only see two checkboxes, visible and read only. Now what does this mean? It's a little confusing. Visible and read only means if you have read only checkbox checked, means if there is read only is checked, that means you are only able to read that particular field. You will not be able to make changes to that particular field. Okay. If you say visible only, if the read only is not checked, let me tell you, there are two check boxes here. Okay, read only and visible. If only this is checked, this will automatically get checked, because if you are reading it means you can view it. This means you can only read that particular field, you cannot edit that particular field value. That's what the read and no edit. If this is only checked but this is not checked, this means that you're able to read it and also you're able to edit that particular field as well. So edit is also there. So read and visible means you're able to see the field, you're able to edit it as well. If both of them are not checked, means that particular field is hidden. Okay, that particular field is hidden. So if you just want the field to be read only, then click on the read checkbox. This checkbox will automatically get checked. If you want the field to be editable, then you just click on the visible checkbox. You don't want the read only to be clicked. And if you want the field not to be visible, then both of the checkboxes should be unchecked. So if I wanted to make sure the maximum and minimum pay are not visible to Salman Khan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away this access. Okay, currency, maximum minimum pay now will not be visible because both the check boxes are not checked. Not the visible, not the read only. So both of them are not checked. That's you're not able to see the maximum and the minimum pay. Go ahead and hit the save button here. And now what will I do here is I'll log out and log in back again as Salman Khan. And now if I go to the position object, if I go to his field, if I go to one of his fields, let's say if I go to, now you can see that he is not able to see the maximum and minimum pay. If you go back to any other Salesforce admin one as well, you will see that earlier he was able to see the maximum and the minimum pay, but now he's not able to see the maximum and the minimum pay. Does that make sense, guys? Amit, are you able to follow? So what I'm doing here is I'm controlling the visibility on the field. Okay. I don't want my, let's say, Salman Khan to see the maximum and minimum pay fields. What I did was I just got taken away the visibility access on him. By what I did was I basically unchecked both these checkboxes. Now let's say, guys, you want the Salman Khan only to read these values. So what you will do, you will click on this read checkbox. So now what will happen is, if right now he's not able to see maximum and minimum pay, if you want Salman Khan to see but only read, not able to edit it. Right now he's able to edit anything. If you wanted to change, let's say if I go back to the positions and let's say if I wanted to change the um, finance functional area to human resources, yes, I can do that by hitting the save button. Now you can edit any of the fields right here. But now let's say I don't want Salman Khan to edit the maximum and minimum pay. So how will I do? I will go back to his profile. Okay, I'll go back and log in as a system admin. I'll go back to his profile. I'll go to Salesforce platform recruiting profile. I'll click on the edit button, and now if I scroll down, what will happen here is if you scroll down, you will see if you, okay, so I always make this mistake. I have to change the field setting. So field setting is right up here. So which object I wanted to change? I wanted to change the position object because the field is under the position object. Click the edit button. I don't want maximum minimum pay to be read only. I only want to be read. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the read only checkbox. Automatically the visible also will get checked, because now what you're doing is, though Salman Khan will be able to see the maximum and minimum pay, but he will not be able to make changes to the maximum minimum pay. Okay. Because the read only checkbox is checked. Now hit the save button. If I log out and log in back again as Salman Khan, now what will happen is you will be able, if you go to the position object, if you go to the Salesforce admin one, now if I try to edit it, see, you are not able to edit these two things. You can edit anything else. You can change this to whatever you want, but these two things are not editable because we just made, and you can see that if you scroll your mouse over, you will see a lock here. That lock represents that this field value cannot be changed. Okay. Similarly, this days open is also a read-only field. That's why there is a lock up here also. Are you getting my point? Okay, so that is what the lock is doing here. Madhu, are you able to follow? Okay. Now the next thing is, let's say if I want Salman Khan to make it visible, and also he should be able to edit it. So what he can do? He can go back to log out. We will go to his Salman Khan's profile. We'll go to Salesforce platform recruiting. Click on the edit. Now click on, scroll down, go to the position object. Scroll down. See, you have to go under the field level security. Make sure you go under this one. Go to the position object, edit the field. Now what you're going to do is, I want to make sure that it's visible, but it's not read only. So I'm only going to click on these two checkboxes. Okay, visible checkboxes. So now what will happen is, Salman Khan will be able to see the maximum and minimum pay, and he will also be able to edit those values as well. Okay, so if I log out and log in back again as Deepika, sorry, not as Deepika, but as Salman Khan. So if I go back here, if I go to the Salesforce admin 1, now you will be able to edit it. See, if I want to change it, I can change it. If I go to the edit button, there is no lock appears, I can change it. Okay, so if I want, I can do that as well. So this is what the field level security is. So through the field level security, to the profile, you can change what tabs are visible, what object read permissions he has, and the next thing is what field level security. Okay, field level security, tab settings, and object permissions. All these three things you can control through the profiles. Okay, any questions on this one, guys? Okay, very good. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is, let's say guys, there is a scenario in which we have 4 people working in a team. Okay, so there is a team of QA. Okay, there is a team of QA, and these 4 people are working in that team. Okay, and all of them have the same profile because they're QA, so they have the same profile. Now let's say his name is John, his name is Salman, let's say Preeti, and let's say Rani. Okay, these are the 4 what you can say is the people that are working in my team, and they have the same profile of a QA profile, let's say. So what happened was, let's say for a couple days I want Priyanka to work on a different project. Okay, or Priyanka or Preeti, whatever. So I want to make her to work on a different project. So now the thing here is, and she will need some extra permission on some extra applications. Okay, so let's say they need so there are 2 applications in my company. Let's say one is McAfee and there is another one is called as RMS. Okay, right now all of the 4 people are testing the RMS, so they all have the visibility on the RMS application. But for a couple days or for some period of time, only to Priyanka I also want to give McAfee application visibility and objects, etc., etc. Means I wanted to give some extra privileges. I'm not taking away. Make sure in the permission set you cannot take away those. I'm giving more permissions. Okay. So I want Priyanka to have visibility on McAfee as well as RMS. So there will be there are 2 options to address the scenario. One of the option is you go ahead and create a different profile for Priyanka and give that profile to her. The problem with that is the profiles are meant to be shared. Okay, profiles are meant to be given to multiple people, more than 1 people. So if you're trying, if let's say tomorrow John works on another profile, needs another permission on a different application, let's say RPM, that's another application, RPM. If John has to go in, I don't want to go ahead and create another profile to John and go ahead and give that profile create specifically for him. I don't want to do that. That's not a good solution. You can do it, you will be able to get your answer right, you will be able to give them permission, but this is not a right solution. So if there is a scenario like this where you want some extra privileges to be given to a particular user. Okay, so profile is meant to be shared. So you cannot go ahead and create, say, 1 profile to each user. Basically, you can have 1 profile and you can share that profile with multiple people. So what will happen is all of them will have the same visibility. Right now, since they all are working on McAfee, right now all 4 has visibility on McAfee. Okay, but if to Priyanka, I wanted to give her the application RMS as well. What I will do is I wanted to give her the extra permissions. I can go through the permission set. Okay, I can go through the permission set, and this permission set I can only give to Priyanka. Okay, so this permission set I can only give to Priyanka. So what will happen is all 4 will still have the same profile, so they will be able to access McAfee, but Priyanka will have an extra permission that gives her the access visibility on the RMS, so she will be able to have extra permissions. Okay, so in the permission set, guys, there are points to be noted. Permission sets is if let's say if you are trying to give this permission set and you know that, okay, this permission set I'm giving to a user who has a profile of, let's say, standard platform recruiting, then you should also make permission set under the same license. Okay, under the same license. So let's say the Salesforce platform recruiting profile is under the Salesforce platform license, then you should also create the permission set under the same license. Let's say if this permission set you want to give to multiple people who belongs to multiple profile, then you can address that as well, that okay, this permission set is not for one specific profile, it is for it's for multiple profiles, so you can choose whichever profile you want. But if you're already sure that okay, this permission set I'm going to give to this user who has this profile, then you should also create the permission set under the same license which that profile also has. You should not do it in a different license. Okay, so let's say if this permission set you want to give to Priyanka, and Priyanka has a profile of Salesforce platform recruiting which lies under the category of Salesforce platform license, so when you're creating the permission set, you will be giving the same license to permission set as well. Okay, through permission set you can do whatever things you want that you can do through the profile. You can control the tab settings, you can control the object settings, you can control the field settings, you can control all these things that you were able to do through the profile. But you can give as many permission sets as you want to the user. Okay, if I want to give Priyanka's 5 different permission sets, I can do that. There is no restrictions on one user can only have one profile at a time. No, one user can have multiple permission sets you want. Okay, and the next thing is, through the permission set you can only grant more permissions. You cannot take away the existing permissions that he has through the permission sets. Okay, so if through the profile you have already defined that okay, she has visibility on McAfee application, in a permission set you cannot take away that application rights. You cannot do that. You can only give more permissions when you're creating the permission set. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so you can take more, you can only give more permission. So the 3 things here is, if you know which license that which profile you're going to give this permission set to, use the same license. If you're not sure, use whatever you want. Second thing, through permission set you can give more permissions. You cannot take away the existing permissions he already have. The third thing, one user can have as many permission sets as he wants. Okay, so one user can have multiple permission sets. Okay, so now this is what we have, is the one user can have as many permission sets as he wants. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at the permission set topic. So now let's say, before that, let me create multiple users. So what will I do here is I'll log out and log in back again as Deepika, and I'll create another user, let's say Priyanka. Let me see if I'm able to use, okay, I will still be able to use the Salesforce platform recruiting. Let's say we have Priyanka. Okay, and then hit the save button. So now I have the, she also has the same license as the Salman Khan. So sorry, same profile as Salman Khan. So both of them are going to see the same thing. So if I go back here, let me set up her password. Okay, so now you can see that if you go to the recruiting profile, she's able to see recruiting, and she's able to see all those, and she also has the same permissions that that he has it. Okay, who has it? Salman Khan has it, because both of them share the same profile. Now let's say he has edit and delete. Let's say on the candidate object right now, Priyanka only have read access. So Salman Khan also has the read access because both of them have the same profile. Now let's say I wanted to give create, edit, and delete access only to Priyanka on the candidate object. So what I wanted to do here is, we can cover the permission set topic tomorrow because it's going to be a long one. So but I'll just give a quick overview. We can cover the permission set topic tomorrow. Today we cover the profiles. Tomorrow we'll cover the permission sets. Guys, if you have any questions, let me know because I have another class at 10 o'clock. So that's why I'm running late for that one also. So is that okay if I wrap it up now? Okay, guys. Okay, and I'll try to send you the recording tomorrow morning, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7:15. If anything changes, if there is a function that's going on I'm not aware of, so I'll let you know earlier in the day. Okay. Okay, guys, and try and use the same link. Hopefully it'll work tomorrow. Okay, guys. Then thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Bye.